Swami Vivekananda attributed his phenomenal mental powers to a lifelong observance of Brahmacharya. One day, a new set of the Encyclopedia Britannica had been brought for the man. Seeing the new shining volumes, the disciple said to Swamiji, "It is almost impossible to read all these books in a single lifetime." He was unaware that Swamiji had already finished 10 volumes and had begun the 11th. Swamiji says, "What do you say? Ask me anything you like from these 10 volumes and I will answer you all." The disciple asked in wonder, "Have you read all these books?" Swamiji says, "Why should I ask you to question me otherwise?" Being examined, Swamiji not only reproduced the sense but at places the very difficult of the difficult topics selected from each volume. The disciple, astonished, put aside the books, saying, "This is not within human power." Swamiji replied, "Do you see? Simply by the observance of strict Brahmacharya, all learning can be mastered in a very short time. One has an unfailing memory of what one hears or knows but once. It is owing to this want of continence that everything is on the brink of ruin in our country. Power comes to him who observes unbroken Brahmacharya for a period of 12 years. Complete continence gives great intellectual and spiritual power. Controlled desire leads to the higher results. Transform the sexual energy into spiritual energy. The stronger this force, the more can be done with it. Only a powerful current of water can do hydraulic mining." One of the childhood friend of Swamiji asks, "Whatever you may say, I cannot bring myself to believe in these words. Who can come by that oratorical power of expounding philosophy which you have?" Swamiji says, "You don't know? The power may come to all. That power comes to him who observes unbroken Brahmacharya for a period of 12 years, with the sole object of realizing God. I have practiced that kind of Brahmacharya myself, and so a screen had been removed as it were from my brain. For that reason, I need not any more think over or prepare myself for any lectures on such a subtle subject as philosophy. Suppose I have a lecture tomorrow. All that I shall speak about will pass tonight before my eyes like so many pictures, and the next day I put into words during my lectures all those things that I saw. So you will understand now, it is not any power which is exclusively my own. Whoever will practice unbroken Brahmacharya for 12 years will surely have it. If you do so, you too will get it. Our Shastras do not say that only such and such a person will get it and not others. Caste brain has tremendous energy and gigantic willpower. Without chastity there can be no spiritual strength. Continence gives wonderful control over mankind. The spiritual leaders of men had been very continent, and this is what gave them power. Every boy should be trained to practice absolute Brahmacharya, and then alone faith and Shraddha will come. Chastity in thought, word and deed always, and in all conditions is what is called Brahmacharya. The unchaste imagination is as bad as unchaste action. The Brahmachari must be pure in thought, word and deed. In Raja Yoga, Swamiji explains that through Brahmacharya, sex energy is converted into a higher form of psychic energy called Ojas. Ojas, literally meaning the illuminating or bright, is the highest form of energy in the human body. In the spiritual aspirant who constantly practices continence and purity, other forms of energy are transmuted into Ojas and stored in the brain, expressing as intellectual and spiritual power. He says, the yogis say that part of the human energy which is expressed as sex energy in sexual thought, when checked and controlled easily, becomes changed into Ojas, and as the Muladhara, lowest of the 6 centers of consciousness, guides this, the yogi pays particular attention to that center. He tries to take up all his sexual energy and convert it into Ojas. It is only the chaste man or woman who can make the Ojas rise and store it in the brain. That is why chastity has always been considered the highest virtue. A man feels that if he is unchaste, spirituality goes away. He loses mental vigor and moral stamina. That is why, in all religious order in the world, which have produced spiritual giants who always find absolute chastity insisted upon. That is why the monks came into existence giving up marriage. There must be a perfect chastity in thoughts, word, and deed. Without it, the practice of Raja Yoga is dangerous and it may lead to insanity. If people practice Raja Yoga and at the same time lead an impure life, how can they expect to become yogis?